You think you're just being careful, maybe a little quirky. But what if I told you that thing you do every single day isn't a personality trait at all? It's your nervous system trying to keep you safe from something that happened years ago. Let's talk about 5 habits you've normalized that are actually your body's way of protecting you from pain you might not even remember. Number 1, over-explaining everything. You send a text, then another one clarifying what you meant, then a third one making sure they're not upset. Someone asks you a simple question at work, and suddenly you're giving them your entire thought process, every reason behind your decision, and 3 backup explanations just in case. This isn't about being thorough. This is about survival. When you grow up in an environment where your words were constantly questioned, twisted, or used against you, you learn that clarity isn't enough. You learn that the truth isn't enough. You need evidence. You need witnesses. You need to build an airtight case for why you did something, as simple as choosing a different route home. People who over-explain are often people who were punished for things they didn't do or blamed for things they couldn't control. Your brain learned that if you just give enough information, if you just make them understand completely, maybe this time you won't get hurt. Maybe this time they'll believe you. The exhausting part? You're doing this with people who aren't interrogating you. Your friend who asked what you want for dinner doesn't need a breakdown of your nutritional choices and your schedule and why you're craving Italian food. But your nervous system doesn't know the difference between them and the person who made you feel like every choice needed defending. Number 2, being extremely independent to the point of isolation. You pride yourself on not needing anyone. You've got it handled. You can do everything yourself. Ask for help? That's for people who can't manage their own lives. But here's what that really is. It's the scar tissue from every time you reached out and got nothing back. Or worse, got punished for needing something. Healthy independence is good. But when you can't even ask someone to grab you medicine when you're sick, when you'd rather struggle for hours than send a 5-second text asking for help, that's not strength. That's a defense mechanism. Children are supposed to depend on people. That's how we're wired. We're supposed to learn that when we need something, someone shows up. But if you learned the opposite, if you learned that needing things makes you a burden, or that people get angry when you ask, or that they simply won't come, your brain made a decision. Never need anything again. So now you're an adult who does everything alone. You move apartments without asking friends for help. You push through illness without telling anyone. You solve every problem in isolation because somewhere along the way, you learned that needing people equals pain. The cost shows up later. In relationships where you can't be vulnerable, in friendships that stay surface level because you never let anyone see you struggle, in a bone-deep loneliness that exists even when you're surrounded by people because nobody really knows you. Number 3, compulsive people, pleasing in difficulty, saying no. Your schedule is packed with things you don't want to do. You say yes when you mean no. You agree to help when you're already drowning. Someone asks you for something, and the word no physically won't come out of your mouth. This looks like kindness. Sometimes people even praise you for it. But underneath, there's a terror that most people don't see. People pleasers aren't trying to be nice, they're trying to be safe. When you grow up in an environment where someone's mood determines your entire day, you become an expert at managing other people's emotions. You learn to read faces, tone of voice, body language. You became a specialist in keeping everyone around you happy because when they weren't happy, you paid the price. Maybe it was a parent whose anger was scary. Maybe it was a situation where being agreeable kept you from being targeted. Maybe you learned that your own needs didn't matter as much as keeping the peace. Whatever it was, you absorbed a message. Other people's comfort comes before your own survival. Now you're an adult, and you still feel responsible for everyone's feelings. Someone's disappointed? Must be your fault. Someone's upset? You need to fix it. The idea of setting a boundary feels selfish, even cruel, because you've been trained to believe that your needs are less important than everyone else's comfort. But here's the thing about people-pleasing. You can't actually control how people feel. You can destroy yourself trying, and they'll still have bad days. They'll still get upset. They'll still have needs you can't meet. The only thing you accomplish is teaching people that you don't have limits, and that's when they start treating you like you don't. Number 4, constant hypervigilance and inability to relax. You're always scanning, always checking. Someone walks into the room and you immediately assess their mood. You hear a noise and your body tenses before your brain even processes what it was. You can't watch a movie without keeping partial awareness on everything else happening around you. People call you alert, aware, good in a crisis. But the truth is, your body never left the crisis. It's still there, waiting for the next bad thing. This is what happens when safety was never a given. When you had to monitor your environment constantly because things could go wrong at any moment, your nervous system learned that letting your guard down was dangerous. So it just stopped letting your guard down. You might not even notice it anymore. It feels normal to track every car behind you, to sleep lightly and wake up at small sounds, to position yourself in restaurants where you can see all the exits, to feel uncomfortable when you can't see what's happening around you. But your body is keeping score. This constant state of alertness is exhausting. Your system is running at a level that's meant for actual emergencies, except it's running that way all the time. At work, at home, with friends. Even when you're supposed to be resting. The hardest part is that you might not even know what you're watching for anymore. The original threat might be long gone, but your body is still on guard duty, burning through your energy to protect you from dangers that aren't there. Number 5, difficulty accepting compliments or believing good things. Someone says something nice about you, and your immediate response is to deflect, minimize, or straight up reject it. You did something great, and you list all the ways it could have been better. Good things happen, and you wait for the other shoe to drop. Because it always does, right? This isn't modesty. This is protection. When you grow up in an environment where good things were temporary, conditional, or came with strings attached, you learn not to trust them. Maybe praise was followed by criticism. Maybe good moods didn't last. Maybe you were built up just to be torn down. Your brain learned that good feelings are traps, and the safest thing to do is not believe them in the first place. So now when someone compliments you, there's a voice that immediately says they're wrong. They don't really mean it. They just haven't seen the real you yet. Success feels uncomfortable because you're waiting for someone to take it away. Happiness feels dangerous because you've learned that letting yourself feel good means the fall will hurt more. You might rationalize this as being realistic, keeping expectations low, not getting too confident. But really, you're protecting yourself from a disappointment that already happened. You're living in the aftermath of broken trust, and it's keeping you from accepting the good things that are actually here now. The most painful part is that this creates the exact thing you're afraid of. When you can't accept love, people stop offering it. When you reject every compliment, people stop giving them. When you refuse to believe good things, you miss them even when they're right in front of you. Look, if you recognized yourself in any of these, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means you survived something that required you to adapt. These responses kept you safe once. They worked. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's just still using strategies from a war that's already over. The question isn't whether these are trauma responses. The question is, do they still serve you? Are they protecting you? Or are they keeping you from the connection, peace, and joy you actually want? Understanding this is the first step. You can't change what you don't see. Now you see it. That matters more than you know. Which one hit closest to home for you? Drop a number in the comments. And if this made something click, hit that subscribe button because we're going to keep digging into the things we've normalized that deserve a second look. Like the video if you found it helpful. Your support means everything. Thanks for being here.